Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name's Laura and today we're doing another pick a card or pick a photo tarot reading for the question, what does the universe or spirit have in store for the future of your relationships? And this will be going over all relationships in your life, friends, romantic, family, coworkers, everything, your relationship with self even. So it'll be very in-depth, but quick at the same time, okay? So once you're ready, you can ask that question out loud or to yourself. Take a few deep moments to breathe, relax, and just gaze over all three of the images on screen and select whichever one you feel most drawn to. And you might feel drawn to more than one, that's totally fine. We have group number 1 with the bug, group number 2 with the sea turtle, group number 3 with the squirrel. Once you've selected your group or your groups, you can either watch through or skip ahead to your reading using the timestamps. And while I have you here, I just want to thank everyone who has subscribed to the channel and who comments all the time. Like, you guys are awesome. And I love the community that we have here. I love seeing you all interact with each other and support each other, share your stories. I try my best to make a safe space here on YouTube to enjoy spirituality and all this woo-woo, law of attraction, tarot stuff. So I definitely keep this community safe by removing anyone who comes in here bullying or Bible thumping or doing anything like that. So I appreciate everyone who just interacts, and even the silent viewers, you're welcome here too. Thank you for watching and helping my dream come true. So without further ado, let's dive into the readings. Hello, group number 1. Let's see what the universe has in store for you up next in your life when it comes to relationships. I don't know if you can hear it on the microphone, but it is an extremely windy day out right now. And I always take into account what's going on in my environment as I do certain readings. What day is it? What weather is it? What's going on around me? Because all of these things, I'm only doing this reading at a certain time point in my life, and everything can factor into your reading as a message. So winds really represent a lot of change taking place. Okay, so you can expect a lot of change to take place in your love life. Generally speaking, coming up next, I wouldn't be surprised if there is sudden shifts and changes that are unexpected. In fact, you have the rune pair throw coming out to represent your love life at this time and what's coming up next. And this is the rune of risks and gambling, sudden shifts, sudden turns in your fortune. And luckily for you, it came out upright, which is a really, really positive sign that taking a risk in love will actually prove to be worth it. So some of you, if you are dating, okay, or you made a sudden change, unlike you, like maybe you put yourself out there on dating apps, or you're going out more, or maybe you take a risk and go up to someone who you think is attractive and tell them that you think they're attractive. It's some sort of risk that's actually going to pay off beautifully in your relationships, okay? And also, I just want to clarify, I'm not even specifying your love life. This is just for relationships in general. So you may have some friendships whom you want to take a risk with. Maybe you and your friends go skydiving for the first time, or just do something totally out of the blue, not something normal that you would normally do. And it's going to pay off beautifully. So if you have any ideas like that in your mind at this time, it will be successful. If you took a chance on someone recently, romantically, I feel like that might actually be successful as well. But let's see. From the Lover's Oracle, this is the card that came out for you. This is talking more about your love life. Only time will tell. All right, very cryptic, very cryptic. We have blessed be with the number 22, which is a wonderful sign for love, actually, because the number 2 represents balance, harmony, unity. Okay, it really is the number of relationships and coming together as two equals, two minds, two hearts who have a fulfilling life individually, and you come together to share in those lives to create a third sort of life together. And I love the number 22. It's a power number because it's the number 2 repeated twice. So repeating twos, if you see them around in your environment, that is a positive sign that you're on the right path when it comes to your relationships. Also with pair throw here as well, I feel like you already are on a pretty good path when it comes to your relationships, and you're listening to your intuition, you're moving things forward. I think there's something very lucky coming in here. I do sense love deepening, especially if you've been dating someone, taking a chance, putting your heart on the line again, and trying to trust someone who you think is trustworthy, but you have to sort of see, I guess. It will be blessed. We do see some beautiful outcomes there. From Mama Moon, we have the full moon in Leo. Don't let pride get in your way. Yeah. I'm actually kind of seeing this more so as fears. Okay, because it takes, setting your ego aside in order to really open yourself up to love and romance, and potentially being hurt again. The whole point of our ego, our pride, is to prevent us from being hurt, okay? And it's from our ego or that pride that everyone else becomes the problem, and everyone else has red flags and is doing everything wrong. And Spirit's actually telling you to let that go a little bit. Some of you may be a little bit critical, judgmental, a little bit too harsh when it comes to your expectations of people in your life, okay? I'm not saying your standards are too high, but here's the thing, guys. If you're watching group number 3, I get the sense that you're actually very hard on yourself. You may be like a type A personality who really strives in life. You have ambitions, you have goals, you have dreams, and you chase after them, and you try to make your house as clean as possible. You try to be as healthy as you can be. You try to go after your goals, your dreams, your wishes, etc. You're very smart. Like, I can go off on a whole list for like 20 minutes about how great you are. And the reason why you've achieved such greatness, excuse me, little break for a seasonal beverage. Look at my cup. It's Luna, my cat. Anyways, oh my god, what's going on with my voice? Sorry. Where was I going with that? Yeah, you just need to kind of let yourself open up. Yeah. The reason why you achieve such greatness is because of how hard you are on yourself, actually. And this may stem from your childhood. You may have had a parent that was extra hard on you, or, just not very affectionate, not very compassionate, forgiving, etc. And, your internal voice and how you love yourself, you may not realize it, but that's actually how you love others. Okay, so you being very hard on yourself translates into most people in the world not being able to live up to that critical voice that resides in your head. You're going to meet people and they're going to be flawed. The love of your life may not know how to make their bed. Like, let's be real here. The love of your life may not be the best cook. They may not, be the most beautiful speaker when it comes to speaking about their emotions or handling delicate situations. They may be sloppy, they may be clumsy, but are they trying? I feel like that is the quality that you should be looking out for. Do they try? Are they listening? If I come to them with a problem, do they work with me? It's those core foundational traits that you should be looking out for, not, perfection. So I feel like the full moon in Leo card coming out from Mama Moon, it's always a humbling influence, because it's Mama Moon, she rules over our emotions, our inner voice, ironically, and all of that, and she's coming out to say, listen, you may be a little bit too harsh, critical on those around you, and your soulmate may be right in front of you, but you're convinced, everything that they do that's wrong or doesn't match up with your exacting standards that you hold yourself accountable to, or your perfect morality, it becomes an issue. And Spirit's saying, let this be a reflection of what needs changing within yourself. Ooh, wow. Okay, this is actually deep. This isn't just talking about your relationships with others. This is talking about your relationship with self. That's fact that you keep meeting people who like you almost get like annoyed by them, or the little things that they do. Like maybe they can't, like I said, can't make their bed properly, and you're like, oh my gosh, like this is a sign of something deeper, blah blah blah. Like, no honey, they just can't make their bed. It doesn't have to be anything deeper than that. Or you know, like little things that make them human. And you're very you see, I feel like you have to have an open mind when I say this, because you may not look at yourself this way, and you may have not have ever even thought about this before, but you're very tough on yourself. And because of that, you're actually kind of tough on other people. So yeah, Spirit is saying other people constantly falling short of your standards or your expectations is actually a reflection of something that needs healing within yourself. You know, you being too harsh on yourself, too critical of yourself. Now, I'm not saying, you know, settle for awful behavior. Don't get me wrong, okay? Do not get me wrong. Listen to your own intuition here, guys. Don't blame me for your problems. All right, relationships. What's next in your love life? I do see you viewing this differently is next. How many cards do you want? I don't even know. All right, we'll do that. 6 is good. 6 is a good number for relationships as well. High Priestess reversed. Wow, open up. Let your walls down. That's what I want to say. Let your walls down. Let other people in more deeply. You know, you might be the type of person who is very psychic, very spiritual, and you may have this tendency to need to know everything that there is to know about someone before you finally like let your guard down and become comfortable and like start letting them in on who you are. And I feel like I'm just intuitively sensing there may be a soulmate here who isn't gonna put up with that. You know, they're very secure, very healthily attached, and if they sense that you're having walls up, or you're hesitating, or you're having trust issues, they're gonna put their walls up. They're gonna back away a little bit too, which is very healthy on their behalf. You know, building trust is a process. You know, it's not something done overnight. And this is like the formula to not get your heart broken, guys. When you meet someone new, have them open up a little bit, and then you open up a little bit, and then they do, and then you do, and then you kind of build upon that, and you deepen the subjects you talk about over time. Okay, I am a former oversharer. So like when I would meet new people, I would tell them all of my traumas and everything in my life. And I never found anything wrong with that. I'm like, why do psychologists keep saying this is bad? I don't get it. But the reason why it's bad is because when you're opening up on such a deep level with people, you're building trust with that person, and you don't know if they're trustworthy yet. Okay, you don't know if they're going to stick around. You don't know if they're going to be a good listener. You don't know if they're going to create a safe space for you, and you can easily get hurt. Okay, and you get overly attached to those people because you overshare, and you don't build trust up. Okay, how do you build trust up? Like I said, take turns opening up, learning more about each other, spending more time with each other. You know, you can ask for little favors here and there. For example, if they're coming by your house and you really, really are craving like coffee or something, you can ask them, hey, can you stop here for me? Or, you know, if you have like various events in your life that you really want them to attend, like say all your friends are going out and doing something really cool, you want them to go, or your family's having a party, you want them to go, invite them over to those places, you know, and see if they actually show up, see if they actually want to be a part of your life. And if they do, then you've built a little bit more trust, a little bit more intimacy. But when you overshare from the rip, you know, you'll get really, really disappointed when you find out they may not be the most reliable. They may not want to show up to all the things in life that you want them to show up in. They may not be as serious as you are. So this is the formula to never getting your heart broken, guys. And here's another piece of wisdom as well. If you always have your guard up to never get your heart broken, that's that pride we were talking about. And that lion of pride, of ego, actually gets in the way of your relationship deepening to the level that you want it to deepen to. Because to love someone is to have your heart broken 1,000,000 times over. Okay? Because every single person that you will ever meet in your life and become attached to, that relationship is going to end one day. in one way or another, whether someone dies or you break up or whatever happens, but it will end, definitely. And that's why the Buddhists are all about non-attachment and mastering non-attachment. Non-attachment doesn't mean you don't have any feelings. It just means that you're able to express those feelings and the love that you feel in that moment, but not be so attached to the moment that you're sad or upset because it has to end one day. It's like this acceptance of this is impermanent, but it's beautiful, and that's what makes it beautiful. It's like the snow. It'll be here one day, it'll be snowing, and it's magical, it's beautiful, it's pretty, it's wonderful. But that's what makes it so special. It's not snowing all the time, at least where I live. For some of you are like, I live in Alaska and it snows all the time. Whatever your special weather is, that's what makes it special. It's not there all the time. And you fully enjoy it in the present moment. All right. I come from a very seasonal place. I have so many seasons and micro seasons where I live. So every day is special. Right now it's autumn and I'm drinking my seasonal beverage. My vanilla chai, which I would not drink during summer. And, yeah, it's precious, and that is how beautiful life can be when you experience that non-attachment. Wow, we went off on a whole tangent. Whole tangent about non-attachment. Light your walls down, guys. 10 of Cups. This is the best card you could have received for what's next in your relationships. This is happiness. And it all comes from everything we just talked about. Happiness, letting someone in. This is long-term happiness as well. Some of you guys may have someone in your life already who you have kids with, or you will have kids with, or a home, or marriage, something like that, some sort of long-term energy, which is really beautiful. This is like ultimate fulfillment, spending my life with someone. 7 of Wands. Okay, I honestly, I love the 7 of Wands next to the 10 of Cups. This is a beautiful combo we don't see super often. 7 of Wands is all about protecting your peace, protecting that inner sanctuary within you that is just for you, okay? Protecting your individuality and the things you like to do, your friends, your money, your career, your hobbies, your relationships. They are yours, and you're still in contact with all of those things and enjoying them in a healthy, balanced way. So you have a long-term healthy relationship that is a huge chunk of your life, but it's not all of your happiness. Your happiness is spread out, which is a very, very wise thing to do. Like investments, like the stock market. You don't want to put all of your life savings into one single stock, because if that stock fails, you're broke. You want to spread it out amongst a lot of high yielding stocks and very reliable companies in order to not have a super risky profile. Okay, same thing can apply when it comes to your happiness. So you derive happiness from your relationship, yes. However, you should also be deriving happiness from your friendships, from your hobbies, from your career, from your family, from various points. Because like I said, non-attachment, nothing is permanent. Okay, so that way you're not going to be broken, devastated, not knowing how to live your life, if one of those areas fails for whatever reason. You know what I'm actually thinking about here? This may be a really bad example, but we see some older people who may have been married for like decades, like 40, 50 years, and then their partner dies, which is natural. It happens when we get old, right? And then they're like, I'm just waiting to die. I'm just waiting there's nothing here for me anymore. I would hate to be that person. Okay, listen. I'm super healthy. And I'm most likely, hopefully, going to outlive a lot of people that I know. And if every death that I experience, I'm like shaken to the core and I can't like exist anymore, like that's just, why would you want that? Obviously I want me, my partner and all of my friends to die on exactly the same day at the same time. However, that's not going to happen most likely. And I would want for me and everyone in my life to have a fulfilling life outside of our attachment, our relationship. So that way they're not completely devastated, broken, etc. Can't live a functional life, can't get out of bed. Even in life, even while together, you will be more happy that way when you have a varied source of happiness. We have justice coming out. What you give is what you get. Beautiful. I really do see a happy relationship for you in the future here. with someone, and this is the type of person who, like I said, it's like if you don't open up, they're not going to open up. You know, if you put them on the back burner, they'll put you on the back burner. It's a very fair, equal soulmate relationship, really. And Justice card upright is actually really positive, because it does show good karma coming your way and what you deserve coming your way. So especially for those of you who have a lot of experiences in past relationships that did not go well, you know, it could have been toxic abuse, just really unhealthy relationships, but you put in a ton of work to learn how to have happy relationships and to learn how to open your heart back up and take that risk again in a healthy way and build trust over time. We actually see a lot of blessings coming forward for you. Blessings. 10 of Cups, happiness. This is like long-term soulmate energy. And for a lot of you, actually, you already know this person, okay? For some of you, you will meet this person. But for the majority of you, I actually think that you already know this person. You may already be in a relationship with them. For a heckin' lot of you, I feel like this actually may be someone you've been seeing recently, like newly, like within the past few months. And so in this reading, Spirit's saying like, no, this is the real deal. Like you got something good here. They're confirming that for you. Okay, if you're, or a lot of you are already like married, already have kids, and it's like, yeah, this is your person, and you're at that stage in the relationship, which, you know, should be every stage of the relationship, in my opinion, where, you know, you may not feel as passionate and like obsessed with each other as you once were, which is normal. And again, that's why it's so important to have happiness in other areas of your life, even in life, okay? Even if, you know, you aren't suspecting death or divorce or anything anytime soon, it's really important to have various sources of happiness. And how cool is it to have your own little life, your own friends, your own hobbies that you enjoy, and then you come home to your partner and you share in that happiness. That is what keeps the spark alive. That's what keeps the happiness alive. But when you become so obsessed and enthralled with each other, that you really don't have a life outside of each other, you can quickly, that flame can honestly burn out, and you can become very bored of each other, or just overly emotional to the point where it just, you can't get anything done. So we see a healthy relationship. That's what I'm trying to say here. Page of Swords reversed. Okay, there needs to be some more communication with your relationships, okay, especially the newer ones, newer friendships. Who is new in your life is what I want to say. Like new partner that you're dating, new friends that you have, new colleagues, whatever it may be. We're actually seeing the need to communicate with them more. Also, for some of you, I'm seeing this weird vision. You may have been invited to a party. You may have been invited out with either like coworkers or friends who you aren't really close with. That's what I'm seeing. These are newer people in your life, newer friends, I guess you could say. You may not have that much experience with them. You may not be close. And you may be hesitating on accepting these invitations because it's like out of your comfort zone, right? These are people you don't know. And you may feel like, oh, well, you know, I know that like staying at home and relaxing with my cat is already happy. This newer friend or relationship or whatever, I don't know if I should go. Maybe I should decline the invitation. This Page of Swords reverse is saying you should go because, you know, saying yes to this invitation may actually create like a best friend for you or someone who will be very, very significant. You might meet someone there. So this is kind of advice here from the universe to say yes to any invitations that come your way. Or if you were thinking to yourself like, oh, should I like invite my new coworker out to lunch, or should I invite this like person out to hang out and like get to know each other more, like even on a friendly level? And for the majority of you, I do feel like this is more friendly. The answer is yes, you should. So I hope that cleared some things up for you guys. We have the Five of Wands coming out. Okay, that's interesting. This is a card of like not really seeing eye to eye. So a lot of you, when it comes to like new friendships, new relationships in your life, you're definitely in that stage where you're trying to figure each other out. Okay, your relationship or friendship with them is like in the toddler phase where they're trying to see what they can get away with, not in like a malicious way. It's more so like trying to understand each other's boundaries and what the other person needs in this friendship or relationship to feel loved, to feel supported. Where are those lines at? And just understanding each other. There may also be a playful competitive spirit here, which is really cool. Okay, I'm seeing things like going out and doing anything that is a little bit competitive with them may actually prove to be really, really fun. So like playing or engaging in any sort of sports, even like games, like board games, card games, paintballing, whatever your competitive thing, anything that brings out the competitive spirit within you, I feel like it'll bring you really, really close together, and it'll bring a lot of passion and excitement into this friendship or relationship, which is really good. So try to find something competitive you can do with each other, even if it's just like a night in playing like poker or something. I don't know. It may really be cool to experience that in this newer connection or this older connection. All right. So beautiful messages there for your love life. We definitely see long-term happiness. I'm honestly seeing like long-term partner, long-term like best friends trying to come in right now, but you need to let your walls down, communicate and say yes, be a little bit more friendly, a little bit less judgmental and harsh on these people. That is only a reflection of the way that you speak to yourself, which needs to change, by the way. And keep maintaining your personal happiness and all that jazz. Thank you for joining me, group number 1. Like this video, comment how it resonated down below. Subscribe to the channel if you've not already. And if you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. Thank you guys. Bye-bye. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your reading. Let's see what Spirit has in store for your future when it comes to relationships. The rune that came out for you is Feiyu, and it came out in reversed, okay? Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat your reading. Take it if it resonates. Leave it if it doesn't. As we talk about everything that goes on, if this just doesn't feel like your reading, that can happen sometimes. Keep in mind this is a general reading. You may have selected the wrong group, and you can go back and select another one, or there just might not be any messages for you here today. So like I said, listen to your intuition and go with your gut here, okay? Feiyu in reversed does talk about losing a friend, a lover, or sometimes this could even represent like a miscarriage. And I'm not trying to scare anyone if you're pregnant, okay? I don't predict things like miscarriages, okay? So this would have been something that has already happened to you. But I do see some sort of ending of something that you thought would last a bit longer, okay? You may have went into it thinking this lover or this friend would be in your life a lot longer than they were, and they have left. Now, this can be something that's happening in the future, or this could be something that has already happened for you, and Spirit wants to talk about it more because there may be some changes there in the future. So like I said, listen to your intuition, all right? And guys, when we talk about what's next in your relationships, we're talking about friendships, romance, everything, okay? Your relationship with self. So from the Lovers Oracle though, so this will specifically talk about your romantic love life, you actually had 3 cards pop out for you. So the first one here says, wait, do not rush into it, allow nature to take its course. So when it comes to your love life, you're actually being asked not to make any huge decisions right now. Okay, situations may need a little bit more time to develop, okay? Especially if you are just meeting someone new or having issues in a relationship. Like, take time to really see where the cards lay here and see, give the other person opportunity to sort of show you who they are or warm up to you, or things like that. I feel like Spirit's saying more information will be coming forward. Try to avoid having control issues. I'm like this too, guys. So I totally am not judging you. I'm literally like this. It's something that I had to work on extensively and I'm still working on. I need to have the answers really quickly in everything in life. And I don't like uncertainty. I like complete, honest, 100% truth. I like knowing exactly where my relationships are going, exactly where people stand with me. But sometimes people just need to develop their feelings a bit more. They need some time to sort of feel the relationship out. And I have definitely in the past let go of people very quickly because they didn't have the answers that I needed. And I've been trying to work on that patience, and I'm seeing something similar for you, which is why I'm telling you all of this. Second card out is, wow, criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. Okay, so you actually have a similar message to group number 1. In group number 1, we were talking about how when you're really hard on yourself generally, like you're a very high functioning person, type A personality, going after your dreams, your goals, your ambitions, trying to be as clean as you can, as healthy as you can, learn as much as you can, communicate in the best way possible, and kind of strive for that perfection and that perfect morals and everything. You may not look at that as being hard on yourself, but it kind of is being hard on yourself. Some of you guys, this is just the way that you think from like how you were raised. So you may not see anything wrong in this way of thinking and existing, which is fine. You may just come from an upbringing where you may have had a parent that was hard on you, or like you just always kind of strove for that perfection within yourself, and that's the way that you talk to yourself. And the way that you talk to yourself is oftentimes how we view other people as well. You may not see yourself as being very harsh on yourself, but that may lead you to being hard on the other person as well. And Spirit is really showing this, that, by the way, if you hear any noises, it's like extremely windy out today, which means change. You know, we're all experiencing change in our relationships. Yeah, so there's definitely something here about criticizing someone in your life way too harshly, whether this is a relationship or a friendship, okay, like romantic or platonic. I am definitely seeing here two people really not seeing eye to eye because you have differences, and that's totally fine. And I love the message of accepting each other exactly as you are. This is radical acceptance, and this practice will change your life. Oh my gosh. So again, I feel like I can relate to you guys so hard. I used to I don't know, people who are light workers, people who are empaths, which I'm sure all of you are, you see the best in people. You see the light within them, and you see their fullest potential of like who they can be and what your relationship with them can be like. However, being able to see that can sometimes get you into this mode of thinking where you like hold out hope that they might change because you can see their highest healing path. You know, if you're someone who is gifted with foresight, seeing how someone's highest path will turn out. For example, if you're really good at giving advice and you kind of know that like just the people around you, you know exactly what they need to do in order to improve their life. Like you can look at every single person in your life and be like, if I was in their shoes, I would do this. And you know that that advice is correct. And not from an egotistical way. This is literally like a psychic ability. This is literally a light worker ability. You know, light workers were sent here to help evolve people, to improve the earth. And so you have this ability to see, you know, if this just changes, everything will improve, you know, with everything in life, you know, the government, politics, people in your life. Sometimes you may struggle to see it in yourself. But I just feel like that has led to excuses, or not excuses. It has led you to not accept people for exactly who they are and who they choose to be in this moment. Does that make sense? So it's like you may be holding out hope like, oh, if they only did this, I would be happy in this relationship. And it's like, no, accept them for exactly who they are in this relationship. And once you do that, your relationship literally will transform rapidly. This is actually a technique that is recommended to anyone who's dealing with people who have addictions. And I like to apply it with everyone in my life, honestly. It's like, okay, radically accept them where they're at. If they are chasing drugs or alcohol and refusing to change, they're saying, I do not want change. Okay, radically accept them for that decision and stop putting in this false hope in your mind that they are going to change. Because right now their decision is, I don't want to change. Okay, so with that being the reality and you accepting that 100%, what new boundaries are you going to set in place to protect your happiness, your peace, and not enable that behavior? You know, radically accept people for where they're at. If you have like a partner who is not treating you right now, okay? They don't take you out on dates. They don't, you know, appreciate you, talk to you appropriately. You can keep saying, oh, if only they got therapy, things would get better. Oh, if only this happened, things would get better. Okay, let's just say that right now they're choosing to act in the way that they want to act because they are. And you are radically accepting them for where they're at in the present moment. They're not going to change. This is who they are. This is what they're deciding to do. What new boundaries do you then put in place to protect your happiness? I'm telling you, this practice will change your life. It will literally transform all of your relationships. Literally. And, Spirit wants you to do that, radically accept people for where they're at, and then, change your relationship accordingly. That is so much healthier than just criticizing them. And criticizing them happens when you are holding out hope that they're going to change, holding out hope that they're going to do that healing path that you see for them, and you know what? When you hold on to that hope that they're going to change, when you see that path for them and you really keep trying to like pressure them into taking that is criticizing. It is. And it's codependent as well. And it's you falling in love with potential. So all around, it's not a good path. And honestly, I'm just being honest with you, that is the path you have been on, or you have struggled with that in the past, which I totally resonate with, guys. I am with you. I have done these things as well. So Spirit just wants you to know. The third Lover's Oracle that came out for you is My Beloved. Though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united. For love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. So this is a beautiful message for any relationship in your life that is at a distance. I am seeing a lot of you may be at a distance from your family. Okay. Or certain like old best friends. They may live in different countries, different cities, things like that. And it's like the type of connection where it's like when you actually do speak to each other or do see each other, it's like you pick up exactly where you left off and you don't even miss a beat. And Spirit's saying like these relationships are beautiful exactly how they are. You don't have to feel guilty about being at a distance. And as I was saying that, I just saw 1010 on the timer. Beautiful angel number to confirm the messages we're saying here. Let go of any guilt that you may have for being at a distance from family or loved ones. You're on your own journey in life, and that is perfectly fine, perfectly acceptable. Listen to your own intuition when it tells you what life choices to make, and if that intuition is saying that a certain city or place is for you, even if it's at a distance from people, then go for it. Or if your intuition is saying, hey, like I really want to be back with family or friends, like you're just intuitively feeling drawn to make that change, then go for it. Listen to your own intuition, but don't feel guilty for whatever you choose. There's no need to. And I also want to confirm for you that the people you're worried about, they're fine. All right, they're thriving. They don't need you to be their neighbor. They don't need you to be next door. Even if it's like your parents, your family. It's like one of those situations. It's like you drop like your toddler off at preschool and you're just like sitting there crying like, oh my gosh, they're gonna miss me. They're gonna be crying the whole time. And then they're having the time of their life without you. Like they're just like playing with all their friends, like literally like so happy. And it's like, you're the one crying about it. It's like, no, they're thriving. All right. Some of you guys, this may be actually talking about your parents. I keep coming back to like parents for some reason. And it's like, oh, they're getting old and they're alone. And it's like, meanwhile, they're like sitting here partying like at the retirement home or whatever the heck they're doing. It's like, no, they don't need you. They spent like many, many years with you. They are thriving on their own. Don't you worry a bit. All right. I love that message. All right. We have the new moon in Gemini. Communication is key coming through as another indication of your future here with Spirit. Oh, also, this may be a prediction actually for some of you of a move happening. You or someone may be moving, and it'll be totally fine, guys. It'll be totally fine. There's no need to worry. That's what I'm seeing in that message. Anyways, communication is key. We are seeing the need here to communicate more effectively with the people around you. Less criticizing, more communicating. Okay, more radical acceptance. Everything we just said there. Beautiful. And we have no place like home. Wow, this, like I was just saying, I was getting that vision. Someone watching here is feeling guided to move back home. Like intuitively, all right? Or you're feeling homesick, one or the other. It could be visiting home or moving back home. I am seeing that. Some of you guys, this may be you radically accepting a relationship for where it's at, and you're not happy with that, which causes you to end that relationship and move back home with your parents or move back to your hometown to be around people you are comfortable with. Some of you guys, it may be in a relationship with someone and the relationship itself is not happy and you are contemplating moving for this person, like moving with them for their dream job or whatever. And you're just not happy with them and you're like, you know what? I'd rather just stay around my comfort zone, around, the people that are my support system. I don't want to make such a huge leap of faith with someone who is unstable. I don't know. I'm seeing something like that. There is questions here about home, where you're living, and how that correlates with the relationships in your life at this time. Okay, so I see a lot of worry, a lot of thinking, like, where do I live? Where should I live? Because like, for your relationships. And again, it's like, no matter what you decide, it'll be good as long as you listen to your gut. You know, if you do end up moving away from your support system or your family, they're going to be fine. All right. You're going to be fine. You're still going to have quite a good relationship. You know, phones exist, FaceTime exists. Like, you really don't need to be worrying too heavily about that. Unless your intuition is literally telling you to stay. And it'll look different. You know, some of you guys, I'm trying to figure out a way to explain to you how to listen to your intuition, because some of you may be confused. What is my intuition versus, like, what are my fears here? And intuition, I feel like, is very strong pull towards something that is not currently in your life. Okay. So that's what I would say. All right. We're going to get some clarifying cards. What's next for you in relationships? Some of you guys may have family visiting, or you may be visiting family who are at a distance. How many cards do you want? Let's do 6. We did 6 for group number 1. First card out for you, Knight of Pentacles. Okay, there may be someone in your life, earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, coming in here who is very stable, wants to move forward with you. They don't have to be an earth sign. They just have a lot of earthly energies. Okay, they may not be the most into spirituality, for example. They're very grounded, enjoying the cool things in life, like traveling, food, conversation, the finer things in life. Okay. Second card out, the Hanged Man reversed. You're hung up on a decision, is what I feel. Hung up on a decision. Let's see what's next to it. 6 of Swords reversed. Oh my gosh, this is the move. This is the move. Some of you guys are contemplating breaking up with someone, leaving a friend behind, and also moving. And they may actually be tied to each other. The moving thing isn't for everyone. I am definitely seeing an ending, though, of some sort of connection in your life, because you want more peace. And it doesn't feel like a peaceful connection. It feels like you're constantly criticizing each other, trying to change each other. So, yeah, and at the time that you're watching, you feel undecided. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. This reading really feels like Spirit's giving you the go-ahead message, the okay message, like it's okay for you to make this decision. It's okay for you to leave this behind. I know it'll be a hard decision for you, especially if you had invested a lot of years into this person or this place. But your intuition is really heavily guiding you to sort of go where it's safe, go where it's comfortable, go where you know that happiness can be found. Whether it's within yourself or with your family, with your hometown, with your support system. Yeah, interesting. Ace of Pentacles reversed. Wow. You know, when we have an ace in reversed, it's like this should be here, but it's not. You know, this commitment, this stability should be in this relationship, but it is not. And I feel like this may be tied to your finances as well. I feel like your finances and your love life are very intimately tied into each other energetically. You know, if you're experiencing a lot of instability in your finances, I'm also wondering if you're having instability in your relationships. You know, I've noticed this in my own personal life as well. I've noticed it in the lives of others, you know, my friends and everything. When there is unstable emotions and relationships, I almost like every time notice in those people unstable finances as well. And I feel like if you just focus on the energy of stability more, like generally across the board, you know, having a stable routine for yourself, a stable relationships and friendships, you know, not this constant arguing up and down, you will notice stable finances come in as well. It'll kind of spread in all areas of your life. Wow, it's like really windy out right now. Guys, the winds of change are here. You guys are making a huge change in your life, deciding to walk away from an unstable person, friendship, situation, home, okay? and creating that stability for yourself. We have the Hierophant reverse, exactly. The Hierophant in reverse is a card of going your own way and listening to your own intuition. A very unique individual. And also not following the traditional path. So tradition would say like divorce is bad. Okay, breaking up a household is bad. Living on your own is bad. But in reverse, it's saying no, it's good. So whatever decision you make, it will actually kind of go against what is normally taught to people, but that's fine. This is kind of saying be your own spiritual guru. We're on a rock floating through outer space. There really isn't any rules here. And yeah, I do feel like you may be battling, though, an internal sense of guilt. And this guilt may come from either like a religion you grew up under or just society in general. Some of you may actually have kids and you're like, I don't want to divorce this person. I don't want to break up with this person because it'll split the household up, but you're unhappy. And let me tell you, I am someone who grew up in a household where my parents stayed together and they didn't really like each other. And let me tell you, it would have been kind of more peaceful if they would have just broken up. I really don't think they had to suffer like that. So let me just say, personal experience, if you're in that situation and you're afraid of breaking a household up because you have children, your children will probably be much happier anyways to see both of their parents happy and separated as opposed to together and miserable and arguing and criticizing each other, okay? Like, when your children and the people around you see you choosing your personal happiness and healthy relationships and all that good stuff, I feel like that's just so much better. So I don't know, I keep getting this like green light, go ahead message from the universe of like, you can make this change, you can release this person, you can make this move if a move is involved, and it'll work out beautifully for you. We have the Two of Pentacles reversed. Instability. Yeah. You guys are sitting here in an unstable relationship, friendship, or situation, waiting for stability to come in that I don't think is going to come in. It's like, again, it goes back to radical acceptance. Radically accept the situation for what it is. And that first card we had come out was wait, and we see a lot of cards of waiting here. Waiting to make a decision, waiting to gather information up. Some of you guys, you know that you have to wait. For example, if you're making a move, you know that you have to save some money up. You know you have to plan it accordingly. Okay, so there is a bit of a time factor in this. But, one question I want to ask you is how long will you wait? You don't have to jump before you're ready. You can make a smooth, slow transition if you want. But what's next in your relationships? I'm actually seeing you leaving relationships that are unstable and becoming more independent and focusing on the relationships that are home for you. No place like a home, like your family relationships, your really long-term friends. Those people are coming into greater focus in your life in the near future, which is beautiful, and you're really leaning on them for support, which is wonderful. People love, if they love you, they love when you reach out for help, so don't be afraid to reach out for help. I don't think you are, but communicate what's going on with those people who feel like home, and don't be afraid to rely on them if they offer you help. Yeah, I honestly love this reading for you. I feel like a lot of peace and happiness is actually going to enter your life. And I think you would be shocked at the amount of change that takes place positively when you radically accept people for who they are, which is what I see you doing. So that's really beautiful. That's your reading. I feel like if I keep talking, I'm just going to keep repeating the same messages. So thank you for joining me. Like this video. It always helps the channel out and boosts the algorithm to spread this video to more people. Comment how this resonated with you down below. I love reading your stories. I read every single comment. And subscribe to the channel if you have not already. If you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. I also offer my Goddess Energy Intention Oil there and spiritual life coaching there. So check it out. Bye-bye. Hello, group number 3, and welcome. Let's see what Spirit's plan for you is for the future of your relationships. The rune that came out for you is called Isa. And this is the ice rune. And oh my gosh, this is like a frustrating rune to get in relationships, but it's a hidden blessing in disguise. So right now, if you select group number 3, and again, listen to your intuition, okay? If it doesn't resonate, you may have selected the wrong group, so you can go back and select another one, or there just may not be any messages for you here today. But if you selected group number 3 and this resonates, it resonates. Isa is showing that you may be in a time in your relationships where things may feel to be slow moving, okay? Affections and warmth and busyness, social busyness with your friends, your lovers, your family, whatever, may be slow. It may be calm. There may not be there may not be like a lot of like fiery passion, warmth, excitement, and you may be in a period in your relationships where things feel a little bit more icy, a little bit more detached, and that may be frustrating for you, okay? And this rune is asking you to be extremely patient, okay? This rune honestly reminds me of what's it called, when the retrogrades. It reminds me of retrogrades, where the planets are going within themselves, okay? They are not offering us humans on Earth their energies. And so, for example, Mercury retrograde, Mercury rules over communication, quickness, travel, all that jazz. So when it goes retrograde, you may have some issues in communication, travel delays, technology issues, etc. It's because Mercury is not lending his energy to us. So during those retrogrades, what you should do is go within yourself and kind of like just rely on yourself more. Rely on your hobbies, your projects, your goals, and just like focus on you, Focus on everything that makes you you. If you're someone who loves reading, for example, this is the perfect time for you to read a lot of books. If you're someone who is an artist, this is the perfect time to double down on your output of art and inspiration, and just really go within yourself and connect with yourself, because on the outside, your relationships may be detached, cold, or the people in your life may be quite busy. Okay, if you're dating someone, for example, they may be going through a lot right now, busyness, not having enough time for you as you are comfortable with. And instead of obsessing over that and feeling bad by that, and sitting here being in your head wondering like, oh my gosh, should we break up? Should this be the end? Like, no, use this as a time to focus on you and pull back a little bit, And again, you may have to be emotionally more icy, not in a manipulative way, just in a more so like genuinely keeping yourself busy with your own life type of way. That's the recommended approach on how to get through this period. If you try to push for answers or push for the future to change, you may just end up frustrating yourself and creating unnecessary drama. So that is the wisdom of Isa. Make the most of this time where people in your life may be busy. This is the perfect time for you to go within yourself, play some video games, read some books, create a lot more, do the things that you love doing by yourself. All right, from the Lover's Oracle, you have this beautiful piece of art, and it says, wow, long message. Beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. I feel like that's something you may have need to hear. This message has actually been coming out for group 1 and 2 as well, so I feel like this may be just something in the collective we need to take a deeper look at when it comes to our relationships. Judging others for how they aren't loving us or for the qualities we don't like in them, they really are a reflection of something that needs changing within ourselves more often than not. I was just telling group 1 and 2, like if there are qualities that you really don't like and you're nitpicking people constantly, they're not living up to your standards constantly, that may be a reflection of how hard you are on yourself. Okay, because you're so hard on yourself, you end up being hard on the people around you, and not giving them room to be a human. They don't need to be perfect. So yeah, and that is totally true. Like if you don't like someone for a certain quality, that quality is showing something within yourself. For example, years and years and years ago, when I was like literally a child, I would get so annoyed at the girls and the guys who like had to be the center of attention, were super loud, like just like overly striving for attention. I could not stand that. Like it really bothered me. But looking back on it, it's like the reason why I didn't like that was because I needed to take on more of that quality. I sat here and had these extremely high standards that I was holding to myself to make room in the conversation for other people and, constantly accommodate other people. So when I saw that other people didn't do that, other girls were more willing to take up space and be themselves, loud and proud, that challenged my own beliefs that I was raised on, which aren't good beliefs, by the way. Like, oh my God, you should definitely make room for yourself. So that's why I got annoyed at them. And so I don't know, I want to encourage you to think the same way. The traits that you love in the people around you, understand that you have them yourself. And the traits that you don't like in the people around you, understand that they are showing you something within yourself that you may not necessarily like, or that you should change. So beautiful message there. We have observer coming through, taking a look at the people around you. Not necessarily making any moves. You're just observing the situation for what it is, seeing it for what it is. And look how he's looking at the moon. The moon represents relationships, emotions, and how you talk to yourself, like we were just saying. So this may be a good time to journal. It may be a good time to really think to yourself, like, how are the relationships a reflection of something that exists within me? From Mama Moon, we have the full moon in Aquarius. Oh my gosh, show the world the real you. Maybe that example I used was actually spot on. Show the world the real you. Yeah, honestly, that example may have actually really resonated with a lot of you. Like, you may be annoyed at other people making time and space for themselves and their goals. For example, in love, you may be annoyed that your partner, your lover, whatever, prioritizes work a lot. And, you may want to see them like every single day. And they're like, I can only do like once or twice a week. And you're like, why? And you may be like wanting to spend more time there, and it's making you really anxious. And Spirit's saying that quality you don't like may actually be a quality that you yourself need to take on. You have goals, you have talents that are being neglected, you have hobbies that are being neglected. So why are you so mad that they're not making as much time for you as you want to make, for them, when you have areas of your life that are going neglected? Areas of yourself that are going neglected. Some of you may have the tendency to constantly prioritize people over you. People pleasing may be something you struggle with, or like overly prioritizing and putting romantic relationships or friendships on a pedestal. Honestly, like let's get real here. Oh, Spirit's calling you out. All right, you may put too much of your happiness onto relationships, and Spirit's saying, during this icy phase, you may constantly keep attracting people who, you feel like don't have enough time for you. And Spirit's saying, what's the common denominator in this? It's you. So something within you needs to change here. And I'm telling you what it is. You need to make more room for you. And, don't be afraid of pulling back a little bit, honestly, from your relationships and focusing on yourself more. If the people in your life are so focused on work, on their goals, on saving up their money, on making changes in their life, maybe you should follow their lead in that and do the same thing. So we're going to get 6 cards from the Light Seers Tarot to see what's next for you, what Spirit's plan for you is in your relationships. I mean, right now we have a pretty clear picture. Their plan is to create this emotional iciness until you learn how to focus back on yourself again. And that's why Spirit is bringing you this slow moving energy in love, because it's time to focus on you. We have the Knight of Swords in reverse coming out. Okay. Yeah, this could be actually an air sign. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, who you may be involved with in some way. And honestly, I feel like this is you as well, trying to move very quickly in love. But there may be some blockages there. Like we said, the Fool. I'm just a fool for you. You got me wrapped around your finger. Do you have to let it linger? Sorry, I'm such a bad singer. But that song, the lyrics really speak to this situation. Linger by the Cranberries. Listen to it. Someone has you wrapped around their finger. And, I feel like you did this to yourself. Group number 3, I don't think they're malicious. I don't think they're bad. I'm actually not getting that much information on them. This reading seems to be heavily focused on you. And, free yourself from that energy, untangle the attachment here and allow yourself to fall back into your own energy and trust the universe. There is an element of trust here. Trust your partner as well. Trust this person as well. I'm not seeing malicious intent. I mean, we'll see the rest of the cards, but I feel like some of you may have an anxious attachment style, feeling anxious that certain people in your life may not, they just may be busy. I don't know if that I don't know. Let's see. Third card out, King of Wands. Yeah, there's a king here. They could be a fire sign or have significant fire placements. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. They don't have to, though. This is someone very mature, masculine. Could be you, could be someone older than you. And they, like I said, really driven in life, ambitious, definitely, confident, and well-balanced as well. They're very passionate in love. However, they're very passionate about their goals as well. So that's, again, this is what's drawing us back to this iciness. I feel like the iciness is actually kind of in your head. Kind of in your head here, guys, because this is just someone who has a lot of life goals, ambitions, and they're modeling a behavior for you that you need to take on more of, trust in your dreams more, trust in your goals more, and focus on them more, and create that happiness within yourself as an individual. Beautiful. We have the 6 of Swords in reversed, finding peace within yourself. This reading is heavily talking about actually the relationship with yourself. Like I said in the beginning, this could talk about romantic relationships, platonic, familial, or the relationship you have with yourself, and that's what's coming through here. And I feel like emotionally you are on very rough waters, feeling very anxious about the people around you being busy, cold, not super engaged or involved. And if that has been the case, listen to the advice we're saying here. Prioritize yourself and others will prioritize you. And that's just the fact of the matter, guys. When you make yourself the last person in the list of priorities of people to give to, buy stuff for, care about, trust me, people will not prioritize you as well. And again, that can be why some of you may get annoyed when you see people really putting themselves, as the center of attention and demanding respect or gifts or whatever. You may actually get jealous of that, or get jealous of the girls, the guys who are very straightforward in love and ask for exactly what they want. Telling their partners, I want good morning and good night texts, and I really appreciate gifts here and there. That may rub you the wrong way. You may feel, I don't want to do that. Ugh. That may feel uncomfortable for you. And if that does, that's exactly what you need to do. Straight up, notice where you're uncomfortable, because that may be literally what you need to do in this situation. Learn how to prioritize yourself, make yourself more of the center of attention, show the world the real you. Exactly. 4 of Swords reversed. There's a lot of healing going on here. Healing of your own heart, healing of your own mind, beautiful inner psychological work. And we have the Page of Wands, passion returning. It'll warm up. When you do all of this, when you take the advice that, we're channeling in this reading, Spirit is promising you things will spice up again. Promising you. The second you do it, things will spice up again. Watch. If you're single and you haven't had anything, and that's the iciness, your love life will absolutely spice back up the minute you decide to show the world the real you, prioritize yourself, put yourself more as, the center of attention, and stop chasing love, guys. When you're waiting for someone to love you, when you're trying to get them to love you the right way, when you're so unhappy, there's no one in your life, all your friends are busy, that puts you in the energy of chasing. And, you know, it's like a cat or a dog or any animal. When you start chasing them, they're going to run away. They're just going to keep running faster and faster. Whereas if you stop and you pause and you just put yourself in this most beautiful energy of like you living your life, minding your own business, you know, that's when other animals will, or people will come towards you. Oh, what are they doing? I'm curious. It looks like they're having fun over there. It looks like they have a lot going on. You know, remaining unbothered. I feel like that's the takeaway message here with this reading. Remaining unbothered and allowing people to observe you and what you're doing, you know? Like, oh, that group number 3, they've been rather quiet recently. It looks like they've been remodeling their house and they've been focusing on hobbies. You know, if you're a potter, they've been making so much pottery recently. Wow. And they've been going out with their friends a lot. You know, they look like they're really enjoying life. You know, I should catch up with them. I should talk to them more. I don't want to lose them. You know, when people see that you're going to be happy with or without them, trust me, they will come chasing after you because they don't want to lose you, you know? So, I don't know. I'm not trying to teach you guys how to manipulate people. All right, I am a Cancer sun, so manipulation does come easy to me. I'm not trying to teach you, you know, how to manipulate people into chasing you. But it's like, you know, the line between manipulation and self-preservation sometimes is a thin one here. And I'm not saying purposefully, like, go no contact or pretend like you're busy when you really want to like text someone back. Like, I'm saying genuinely make yourself busy and distract yourself from this feeling of anxiety that like everyone around you is busy and things are cold and you don't have like relationships giving you attention, etc. Like, distract yourself from that feeling by creating your own passion, your own warmth, your own excitement, you know, reading your books, doing your stuff, doing your thing, whatever that may be, and notice how people are drawn into you. You take that lead and people will follow. And this spice is definitely returning in your life in the future. Spirit is making sure of it. Things will be heating up, you know, relationships will deepen. People are going to start inviting you out more, proclaiming their feelings to you in a deeper way. King of Wands, and the Fool, very passionate love, falling for you. You know, people will be falling for you for sure. And what I recommend is remain consistent with the people in your life, even if they are a bit colder. For example, if you're someone who always sends good morning texts, like, continue doing that. You know, don't play these weird manipulation games. You know, keep being stable, but having that stability in your relationships and your communication while also focusing on yourself and not being so emotionally attached and like, how do I put it? It's like your spirit is staring and waiting for the people around you to become less busy and to focus back on you. And instead, it's like keeping consistent with them, but focus on yourself. Focus on your own life, your own goals. When you make that your game plan here, that is when things are going to start spicing up. That's when, you know, you're going to have this energy of like just falling in love and very heated, beautiful, passionate love and intimacy. And things will become peaceful yet passionate in all of your relationships. The excitement will start kicking up again, going out more, really, really having a heart full of love for your relationships if you follow this game plan, okay? So I think this is a very advice-heavy reading. I feel like Spirit just really wanted to communicate some advice to you on how to navigate your relationships at this time, because you may feel like your relationships are challenging. You may feel people pulling back or being extra cold, extra icy, and Spirit's saying that's not a bad thing. It's not for any bad reasons. It's only because energetically you need to put yourself back into alignment within your own self, okay? So thank you guys for joining me. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. I also offer my Goddess Energy Intention Oil there and my spiritual life coaching sessions there, so check it out. Bye-bye.